dug, smiling wide with the harvest in sight. Together we're shining, everything feels right. In a little patch, we find our peace with every sprout.
Here and here are two raised beds, and I put our own compost in there from our compost bins. A little bit twiggy here and there, but it'll be fine. And there's a gap at the back there and at the side. So what I thought I'd do, put some manure compost in these two beds and around the back and the side. And then I'm going to plant the tomatoes in these two beds, the outdoor tomatoes, and some sunflowers at the back. I thought that would look quite nice. So the tomatoes, oh, they're looking a bit sad, to be honest. We've got crimson blush, and I've got one crimson crush, and Nagina, the Nagina and the crimson blush, crimson crush rather, was from Danny, and the crimson blush I grew from seed, but they're not looking the best of health. They're long overdue to be potted out. They're really pot bound, so I'm hoping they're going to perk up when they've been potted out. And let me show you our poor sunflowers. I've been meaning to pot these on for weeks, right? Look at these. I was going to pot them on, and I thought, well, why don't I just plant them out in there, you know? They're sunflower red sun, and I'm hoping they're going to be all right. And these ones here are Rouge Royale, and we've got a couple of those Ms. Mars, two little ones by there, but I won't put those there because they're too small. I'll find another home for those. So I might have room for some more. I got more in the polytunnel. This sort of thing. Oh, I don't know. Never mind. It's all an experiment, gardening, you know. Although some people are experts, I know, but it's nice to experiment, isn't it? And see how things grow, you know, if you leave them a little bit. Anyway, let's put the manure compost on there and then get planting. Doug's working away in the polytunnel doing the slabs. Oh, one of my viewers asked what the manure compost was. It's Westland farmyard manure. So there we are. Bag's a bit dirty, but there we are. Westland farmyard manure. That's the compost I've been using, and it's pretty good stuff, to be fair. Right, doing a bit of no dig here. I've not put any cardboard at the back. There's not many weeds there, and the ones that's there are perennial, so hopefully putting the manure compost on the top will stop them from growing. Actually, I think I could do with another bag at the back. I'll see how far it goes first. Now, you don't have to keep buying and topping up your beds with farmyard manure and all that. All you could, you know, once you've got the right consistency, because the soil under this is quite clay. Doug grew potatoes here last year. We had loads of potatoes to break up the clay soil. So this year we're adding some extra compost. Next year we can just feed the compost, so it'll be a lot less cost.
With a cup of tea in hand, everything feels right. Tomatoes, carrots, all the colors in my patch. Nurturing life with love with every little batch. Oh, the joy it brings, no stress, no rush. Gardening dreams, blossoming free. With every little moment, it's harmony. As I stand so proud.
Well, Well, Doug's made a start on the slabs for the little patio area here. We've got to get some more for the other side, and Doug's got to finish off around there. But they're nice and flat now, so they're nice and safe. We haven't got to worry about tripping over. We popped to the garden centre this morning and picked up some more lavender. Now this is English lavender, so I'm hoping it's going to be similar to the other one. The other one was super blue, lavandula super blue. So we couldn't get any of that one, so we thought that'll do the trick. So that's it there, English lavender. Just show you the label. There we are, English lavender. And we also picked up some French Marigolds as well. So I think as well as looking nice, they'll attract the pollinators into the polytunnel, which is what we want to pollinate the tomatoes, the melons, and the cucumbers. So, and of course the chilies and the peppers as well. So hopefully that'll do the trick.
In the garden where the sun shines bright, vegetables and flowers, oh what a sight. With love we plant, with care we tend.
So I've planted the lavender and the French marigolds now, along where the tomatoes are, and then it just needed an extra lavender plant in the middle with the peppers and the chilies, because they had already put the one lavender plant there and the French marigolds. So it was just to finish it off really. As they bush out, I think that'll look quite nice. And the lavender today, oh, when I was carrying it, it smelled absolutely gorgeous. So I'm hoping that's going to give us a nice fragrance as well when we're working in here. Some of the flowers in this bed have gone over and need cutting back. I have planted some newer ones in here, and they've not flowered yet, but they will come. And I thought, right, I need some more plants to go in there. And then I thought, Michelle, now thank you, Michelle. One of our viewers, we met her in Melbourne, and she kindly gave us some plants. So let me show you what she's given us. So I thought I'd pop those in that bed, and I've got some of our own flowers that I've grown from seed. Put those in a bit later on, right? These are desperate to go in because they've been hanging around for weeks. So this is what Michelle's given us. We've got Sweet Williams there at the back. We've got some verbena plants by there. Some poppies there. They have flowered. They were a gorgeous colour. They were like a purpley colour. And we've got a cornflower, mauve cornflower. I think they were mauve. Yeah, mauve cornflowers. And this one is a Chinese forget-me-not. So I think they look quite pretty in there. So I'll cut back some of these plants. I've forgotten what this one is now, but I'm going to pop it in a bag. Ideally needs to be a paper bag, but I haven't got one with me at the moment. So I'll pop in a plastic bag, bring a paper one down with me tomorrow, so I can save some of the seeds from there. So cut that back, and I'm going to cut back some of the perennial cornflowers, although they are still flowering. So I'll just cut back the scraggy ones, and then I'll plant those flowers in there, and another day I'll plant some more of our own flowers.
When the morning sun shines bright, we start to sow in a little garden patch where love can grow. Flowers bloom and veggies thrive, it's our special place. With every seed we plant, we fill the world with grace. In the soil we find our dreams, with every single line. Together hand in hand, our hearts forever twine. Digging deep with love, in the warmth of the sun.
So I've cut back a lot of the dead foliage, plus I've cut right back the perennial cornflowers because they've gone over a lot now. Plenty of seeds to save from elsewhere. So I've taken all those over now and put them on the compost bin, and at least the other plants now will have a chance to breathe, because those perennial cornflowers, although they were pretty, they just they've taken over the bed. So I thought time to cut them back, and they will come back again. So we'll have another flush, probably in the autumn or late summer. So I'll plant now the plants that Michelle gave us. So I've spread them out. I've taken them out to the pot and I've spread them out. So it's just to plant them up now. And like I said, if I got any more space then, I've still got plenty of flowers in the polytunnel that need going out. And I can put a few of those in as well. But I have got plans for those for elsewhere. So stay tuned and you'll see where I'll be putting them. So there we are, all planted in and watered now, so on to the next job. I've got some lettuce here that I've been using for cut and come again, and I think this is the last of it now. So the one at the back there is totally gone over and gone to flower, so I won't be able to cut any of that. But this in the front will do for a salad leaf mixture. And that looks like the last of the Mizuna as well, so I really do need to sow some more. I'm also going to take some of these pea shoots here, even though they've started to flower now. These are from those Leo peas, so I'll just take a few of these. I might leave them flower and see how they go. And there we are, a nice little bag full of mixed salad leaves there. If you saw my last video, you'll have seen I had a nice big broccoli from the polytunnel. Now these were planted at the same time, yet they were small for ages, and then all of a sudden they put on a spurt of growth, and they've only been a week behind them. And I've got 4 here that looks as if they need cutting. Even though one of them is quite small, I'm going to cut that one as well, because this one here looks as if it's going over. So I'll cut that one, the little one. This is the biggest one. And then we've got this one here. And what'll happen now is hopefully they'll send out some more broccolis from the side shoots. So even though they're smaller, they're still very edible. So fingers crossed the slugs don't get them, because the slugs looks as if they've been eating this one. So I think I need to put some slug traps in there. But I'm happy with the broccoli anyway. It's put in the fridge now and it'll keep longer, because the others that I picked last week went over quite quick. So there's my broccoli, so I'm happy with that. So I'll get that in the fridge now when I go home. I've got some more sunflowers here, and they're long overdue for planting out. They haven't even been potted on yet, so I thought I'll just plonk them straight out and hope for the best. We've got sunflower sunburst mix on this side, and just your bog standard sunflowers, medium bush sunflowers. So I'm going to put as many as I can in this section here. In between the brassicas, we've got our own compost in between there. There's comfrey there and crocosmia. So I'm hoping that they don't overtake the sunflowers. So I'll be glad to see them out, to be honest. It's my own fault for not potting them on earlier, but never mind. So I'll plant as many as I can here, then I'll find a home for whatever's left over. Well, I did snap a couple, but that's inevitable considering separating them and everything. So I've planted some now, so fingers crossed they're going to grow okay. And next year, if I do sunflowers again, I think I need to be on the ball a bit better and pop them on. Well, look at this. We've got our first sunflower. It's only a little one, but that's fine. And they all count, whether they're yellow or like I've been trying to plant this year, as well as the yellow ones. Some nice coloured ones as well. So anyway, let's have a look, see what variety this one is. I got the labels on some of them. You never guess. I've either got the wrong label there or they're not this colour. Sunflower, pink and blue. Would you believe it? I'm hoping I've got the labels mixed up, and I'm hoping some of these will be pink and blue. Otherwise, I'm not going to be a happy bunny ordering these pink and blue sunflowers and they all turn out yellow. But, well, if they do, they do. And I'm sure they'll still look pretty anyway. Well, well, he's still lovely, isn't he? Little and cute. Along with the runner beans, I thought I'd plant some flowers in the front to attract the pollinators to pollinate the beans. And not only that, they're going to look pretty when we're walking through the archway. So the flowers I've chosen, unlike last year's nasturtiums that attracted all the slugs, we've done away with those. I've removed a lot of the soil, so I've removed a lot of the problem because there was a lot of seeds. So anyway, you might have seen that in my last video where I removed a load of soil. We have still got a few coming up at the back there, but that's not going to be a problem. I can always pull them up if I don't want them, or use them in a salad. They're nice. The young leaves are lovely in a salad. Don't know if you've tried them or not. Anyway, the flowers I've got to plant now, I've got some Livingstone daisies. Now they're really pretty. I grew those years ago, and they open in the sun and they close when it's shady, and they're really pretty. So I've got some of those. Now these plants are bigger than the other ones I've got, because the others needed potting on. These need potting on, to be fair, but because they're so spread out, they're not too bad. So I'll use as many of these as I can, and the bigger ones from the other seed tray. I'll pot on the rest another day. So I've got those. I've got some snapdragons. Now these are tall snapdragons, and Robin from Robin's Garden sent me these ones. So we've got a few of those plants. So thank you, Robin, for those. So looking forward to seeing what they look like. So some of those are not far off from coming out actually. Then we've got some alyssum. Now this alyssum, I pulled a few roots out from by the IBC tank because I did plant a few there, but they were coming on better than the ones in the seed tray. Now these ones, if you're a regular viewer of my videos, you might remember in one of the beds, before I did the no dig, I was just about to cover it over with carpet. I noticed a load of seedlings, knew I'd had alyssum there, so I thought I'd keep the little seedlings, and as it turned out, they were alyssum. So this is them. So they'll be going along here as well, and then they form a nice bush of white flowers. They're quite pretty. And I've also got some more I've started from seed. These are zinnias, and these are an early wonder mix. So they'll be quite pretty when they flower as well. So I've got those for starters anyway. If I've got any more room, I'll put some more flowers in. But I've got some more cosmos as well in the polytunnel. Desperate to go out. So I'm going to put some of those at the end there. Probably not in this video, maybe in my next one, because there's quite a few there that need to be planted. I've got some cosmos in the front there, but they're ones that seeded themselves from last year, so I'm quite happy, with that. So I just need to put some at the back now as well. So anyway, on with the planting. Any I've got left over, then I'll put over the other plot, ready to plant there, because they can go under the archway there as well. I probably have got some left over actually.
dreams. With hands in the soil of things as it seems. Blooming flowers dance beneath the sky so blue. With every
I've just picked some cabbage for dinner. The Savoy cabbage is not as big as the last one I picked in my last video. So I picked a small one with it. So it's not fully mature, but the leaves will be nice on there. So that's for my dinner. And today we're having stir fry. So that's there for tomorrow. So I've got these plants here. I bought in Malvern, and it's a tree spinach. And it's got a bit leggy. I haven't planted it out yet. In fact, I think they were just a few pound for a pot, and they've grown a lot since Malvern. And in this pot, I had 4. I passed one of them on, and I potted on the others. So they come in lovely. So they do need to go in the ground, really. I've had them in the polytunnel. Anyway, I thought, well, it's got a bit leggy. Why don't I cut off the top, and that'll be part of our stir fry. So I've never tried tree spinach before. If you tried it, let me know what you think of it. So we're going to try that in the stir fry. I've also got some kale and mange too, and I'm either going to get some scapes. The spring onions I've got, I don't think they're big enough, but I'm going to have a look at around the plot and see if we've got some scapes or onion tops or something to act as spring onions. And the rest of the ingredients for stir fry we've got at home. So follow me around the plot and let's go and get those ingredients. The netting on this kale is far too small. It's outgrown it, and some of them, poor things, they're all bent over. So what I'll do, I think there's a younger kale at the bottom there, and I think that's probably the best bet for stir fry because the leaves will be younger on there. So I think I'll have to, another day I'll have to put a taller net on this, I think. Poor thing. Anyway, we'll pick the younger one, I think. I'm going to, I think I'll just cut it off. There we are. There's nice young leaves on there. Be plenty for stir fry with everything else we've got. So I'm just going to pop the net back over. I do feel a bit guilty because poor things are all deformed. And I'll look into that another day and try and put a taller bit of net on there. Oh. I'm going to pick the mange too from the Kent blue peas next. This by here are the Kent blue peas, and they're not doing brilliantly, but there are a few mange two type pea pods on there. The poor things, they're surrounded by plants. There's borage growing through the middle. There's a geranium plant by there. There's broad beans there, and we've got mint at the back. So poor things, they're not getting much of a chance to grow really. But we do have some pods on there. So let's see what we've got. I'm just hoping they haven't gone a bit too big because you can see actually the peas inside. Hopefully they'll be all right. Well, I managed to find a few. I managed to find a few onion scapes. And the last lot I had off the onions I took home, I went, chopped them up and put them all in the compost heap. And then Ali from the Rusty Garden was saying, in Canada, they're a delicacy and they're quite expensive to buy. So I've got some here, and I'm gonna cut them. We're gonna try. I've not tried scapes before, so we'll certainly be trying those tonight for tea. There we are. Got a nice bunch of scapes there for tea to go with our stir fry. So I'll just pop that in the basket now, and I'll give that to Doug because he's going on home to cook tea while I carry on doing a few more jobs here. So there we are. A little bit of stir fry. That'll, like I said, that'll go with the rest of the ingredients. I'm Linda and this is the Feel Good Garden.